Good morning, everyone. How are we all doing today? Okay, so my name is Rhoda Emmanuel from the Save the Environment Benin NGO. And with me, I have the visiting organization, the Kejibaus Youth Development Initiative. You're all welcome, sir. You're welcome, everyone.
Bonjour. Bonjour. Yeah, good morning, everyone. My name is Prince Ambassador Ade Toro Aderemi Osino, the president of the visiting organization, Kejibaus Youth Development Initiative. Right now, we'll be deliberating on the effect of female, in our society as regards the environment. So here is one of the plastic site sorting in Benin Republic. It's one of the plastic site sorting in Benin Republic. So we are going to be going around to see how it goes here. And the plant like this have been playing a very, very vital role in in keeping an environment clean and recycling. Because if you can look around us, if there is no means of recycling, we can imagine what the environment would be like. When we're talking about marine, because most of this waste goes to ocean, the seas, and all that. So that is why we are here at this site to look around, and give kudos to them how it's being done here. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, sir. So here we are at the Cotonou plastic waste site. As you can see around us, we can see different plastic waste here. So these are where some of the plastic that are being picked around, these are where they are stored. So we are going to look around, we are going to see how it is being managed here and how it is being stored. So once again, everyone, you're welcome. Good morning, sir. How are you doing today? So thanks for having us here. We are from the Save the Environment Benin NGO. So we are here to see the plastic site here, to see how things is actually running here. So if you don't mind, can you give us a proper explanation on everything here, sir?
Yes. So we have to start with this machine. We need to put the... Okay. We have to start with this machine. This machine are the machines that are used to collect the materials, like all this plastic and other things here. For this material, this is what we call PP. Yes, PP material. That we use it to produce another rubber, plastic, and buckets. So for this one, we have many colors that we have crushed already down here. So can we go so that I can explain to you?
Yes, we can go.
You see these materials that is here.
Okay.
They are different, but they are all rubbers. Understand? So this one is for takeaway. Plastic takeaway. It's also called PP. But both different things. Why this one is white? Ordinary PP. Rubber chair, you can use it on do chair, other rubber plastic chairs. Understand? So, and all this one is also black. Black PP.
So this black can also be used for takeaway as well?
For takeaway as well, because it's also takeaway too.
It's also takeaway too?
Yes.
Okay. That's good.
Thank you, Mister. I'm from Nigeria, the visiting organization. I represent Kejibaus Youth Development Initiative. Pardon me. My name is Ambassador Adetoro Aderemi. The essence of us coming down here, one of the reasons is that how do you manage to, we're talking about the recycling processes and all that, which has been, making a lot of progressive impact in our environment. So can you show us around about the picking and all that? Maybe for 2 or 3 minutes. Thank you. We're just checking around some of the plastic waste that has been picked already and sold to this recycling company. So as you can see, this has been done here. This woman you are looking at is the engine room, one of the engine rooms of this organization. She used to sort it out and all that. Hello, madam. Okay, we just want to ask you how this is being sorted out by you. Are you the only one doing it here?
No, we are two. One left, one went to the village.
Okay, one left on leave. Okay, so how tedious the job is? How hard the job is? Are you happy doing it? Is there any skills, in doing it? Because, we only picked the plastic waste, but here is the main place to work it out. So how tedious the job? Is it quite easy or not?
Sir, it's not an easy. It's very difficult. But we try our best. But it's not an easy. Because all the smell and all that thing we used to do, and even waste and all that thing we used to do, is not an easy.
I can see there are a little bit equipment that you should have been putting up, because you mentioned the odor smells the other time. You ought to have been, taking nose or mouth cover, all right, and gloves, and the factory boot, that is quite not that good at all for your own safety, because all those plastic we were looking at, they are being made through chemicals. They are synthetic item. The rubber, the original rubber is not, I'm not sure is in production anymore around the world. All right, so you need to protect yourself as you are protecting a lot of people. As you are doing this job, you need to get yourself protected. I think you understood what I mean, madam. Okay. So we need to consult the organization here, then save the earth environment. Maybe we can see something to give to you, to get protected. I mean the glove, and the nose cover. Thank you. All right. Yeah. It seems you've not really started working today. Okay. No problems. Once again, I would like everybody to know that, as you can see, a lot of women around me, they are trying in our society. Not in Nigeria now, we only have men doing such job. Women are doing it, but they're just too minute in such capacity. Right now, you can see they are really working towards the environment, to save our environment. So we should have a big kudos to them.
to ONG Sauvons L'Environnement Bénin. So, due to our visiting organization today, I will be taking my presentation in English language, in which I understand that every member of my organization all understand English. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome. Before we proceed, I would like to introduce and welcome the president of Kejibaus Youth Initiative I would like to introduce the president of the Kejibaus Youth Initiative program. So can we all jam our hands together as we You're welcome, sir. Thank you for coming today. All right. So on today's presentation, I'll be talking about the effect of female participation in environmental solution. It's an interborder collaboration event between the Save the Environment Benin NGO and the Kejibaus Youth Development Initiative. So mostly we're talking about the participation. And when we're talking about the effect, it means the involvement of female counterparts in the environmental solution. Next slide, please. So these are the opening contents for today. So today's focus is going to be understanding the measurable impact of female participation in environmental solution. So firstly, we all know that every woman actually have this thing that we call the management skills. Yeah? Is that so?
Yes.
Yeah, good. So we'll be focusing on the measurable impact of female participation in environmental solution. Firstly, we have the environmental crisis and global interconnected. Climate change, plastic pollution, biodiversity loss, and water scarcity after vulnerable population most. If we can see that we actually visited the Cotonou plastic waste, and we can see some women who actually had to work there. You know, some of these, okay, let's use the coastline, the Benin coastline as an example now. You know, when you go there, you will see some plastic, some waste disposal and refuse. But the women actually take it upon themselves to actually go there, pick them up, to clean that place. You know, when their deaths actually packed in a certain place, maybe let's use the gutter for an example, a drainage. So there's plastic, there's nylon, there's everything there. You know, when rain falls and the water is not able to flow, it causes erosion. That's what you see in some parts of the road, like everything is just like very scattered. It's due to this place. So when those plastic are not being picked, it actually causes erosion, and that's what we call sometimes climate shock. So that's what we call it. So we have gender inclusion is increasingly recognized as a critical pillar of sustainable environmental governance. Gender inclusion. We shouldn't segregate. Let's involve the women in these things. So we're saying, okay, the men alone can actually do that without involving the women. And mostly we know that the way a man alone will be at home, the way the house is going to be, will be different from when a woman is actually involved in the house. A house as a woman is actually inside, you will know, because at the level of the neatness of that room, from let's use, well, maybe people that have actually gone to a boys' hostel before, maybe you went to a boys' only school. You know how it actually is. But if it's a mix, you can see the difference in that. So we are saying include women in these things. It actually helps for them. Let's not put the women apart and take the women apart. Next, please. Why female participation matter? Women constitute nearly 50% of global population. In many developing countries, women manage one household water system. Sometimes, the ladies, the women here, the women mostly wash the plates, right? Yes. We wash the clothes too. Yes. We clean the house. So what do we make use of? We make use of the water. We make use of the water, the household water system. Energy consumptions. Most ladies are housewives. They stay at home. They make use of the energy consumption. So it's mostly the men just go out to work and come back. But the women are the ones that are mostly at home. We have the food production. Very well. The women cook. We don't say men don't cook. Men cook. But the women actually do the cooking most. Women do the cooking most. So, this is actually why the female participation is actually needed in this presentation. Waste disposal. The women actually, they clean the house, it's part of waste disposal. They clean it, they pack it, they dispose them. From there, as a woman, your child, which is a female child, actually emulates from that. Then it goes on and it goes on like that. The environmental decisions shape community sustainability outcomes. Inclusion is not symbolic, it is strategic. Inclusion, involving the women, is not symbolic, it is strategic. Just as what the last part actually says. So we really need to actually involve the women. Let not segregate them. Let not say, the women can really do this. There's a saying that says what a man can do, a woman can do better. Thank you. Next, please. Global policy alignments. Female participation aligned with the Sustainable Development Goal. We call that the SDG. SDG 5. We can look at the pictorial figure here. We have the gender equality just right there. Gender equality. We all understand what gender equality means, right? It's actually involving both the female and the male together. You can remember, let's say, then during the olden days, of say the ladies can go to school, schools, education is only meant for men. No. But there are actually some prominent women actually there that they are making names for themselves. And we have the SDG 13, the climate action. SDG 13, the climate action, the erosion, the pollution, and the likes. We have SDG 12, responsible consumption and production. SDG 6, clean water and sanitation. Just like I said earlier, clean around the household and keeping everything clean. International Environmental Framework now recognize gender responsive climate actions as essential. Gender responsive as essential. So they now recognize that bringing both the gender together actually goes a long way. Because there are some things that the men can actually do, but the women will say, okay, how about when we do it like this? It's actually have a good time. How we make it like this? It's actually going to have a good time. But if it's the men alone, men will always be thinking about, I will just do it like this, let's just do it like this. But when the women are actually doing it brings out different ideas. Measurable environmental impact. Studies shows that women-led environmental initiative demonstrates. Here in Benin Republic, as I said earlier, the women actually dominate cleaning up the coastal line. If you go to a market, you will see the women there. They sell. And when they sell, when they are done in the market, what do? They clean up after themselves. They don't just leave it there. Women-led environmental initiative demonstration, higher community compliance. Female leadership improve long-term environmental policy outcome. Gender diverse decision make bodies produce more sustainable resources management strategy. Women prioritize health, water, security, and intergenerational protection. These are the things that women actually prioritize. The health, the security, the water, and intergenerational protection. Next, please. Economic impact of female participation. Environmental inclusion of women leads to growth of green micro enterprises. We are talking about environmental solution. Growth of green micro enterprises, just as the Cotonou plastic waste, you can see that the women actually do. Once they go and pick those plastic, they bring them together. Once they bring them together, it actually creates a micro enterprises. We call a micro enterprises a small business. Something little. You start small, then it becomes bigger. Expansion of circular economy models. From just small, then it becomes big. It expands from that small. There was when I went to visit one of my friends in Nigeria, and after the event, I could see some of the women there, they were picking the plastic and putting them in the bag. After they pick those plastic, what did they do with them? They definitely take them, store them in a place, and when they store them, they sell it out. Once they sell it out, what they use them to do? They get money from it. From the money they get from it, it increased household income stability. With that, they can actually pitch in, support the family. So it actually helps the men actually too. So from what they gain from picking out those plastics, not to make them waste, they sell them, they get the money. They use to support the household. Stronger resilience against climate change. Climate shocks. Just like I said earlier, it helps to prevent erosion, pollution, stock drainage. Green economic development depends on gender equality. Our men actually go to the farm and do all of that. The women do what? They take that farm produce, take them to the market and sell them. Okay, the men actually went to the farm, pick up those crops and everything. And what's the next thing? They can't just leave it in the farm. The women will be the ones to take it down. We call them market women. They take it to the market, they sell them, sell those vegetables. It actually brings out money. And from there, it leads us back to helping household sustainability. Thank you. Next. Okay. Community level impact in Africa, across West Africa. Women lead recycling initiative. Just like I said, when I went to Nigeria, went for an event, saw some women actually picking them. I didn't even see men. I saw mostly the women. Just like how it's happening here in Benin Republic. The women pick those things. Women coordinate cleanup campaign. It's happening here. The women coordinate the cleanup campaign of the community to make the community clean and free from dirt. Women promote climate resilient agriculture. Women manage informal waste recovery system. In Benin, women are central actors in coastal protection and market waste management. We can see from this pictorial reference, you can see the women actually, this particular woman actually packing and putting everything in places. So that's it. That's how it is done here in Benin Republic. Next please. Governance and leadership influence. Female representation strengthen environmental accountability. Female representation strengthen environmental accountability. We will support the female, bring them together. It's actually strengthening that. You can't say, no, I don't want my wife to do this, cannot do this, she cannot do that. In a community, and we just have maybe two people coming to that conclusion of let's cleaning up the community. We are not bringing them together, which is not supposed to be so. Women often advocate for long-term sustainability over short-term gain. I'll be using this as an example. You know, maybe a child is going to school the next day. Particularly from that very day before the next day, the women of the house will actually start thinking about what are we going to make for tomorrow? What are we going to prepare for tomorrow? They are not just seeing today, they are seeing the future. They are seeing long term. They will not say, okay, tomorrow let's do this, going to school, let's do that and that. Inclusive governance enhances transparency and equity. Equity means equality between both male and female counterparts. Countries with stronger female political participation show better environmental performance indicator. The first president of Benin Republic, I think, is Mariam Chabi, if right? Yes. So you can see the women are making it. They are making names for themselves. So let's not just say the women are not really that important. Let's bring them together. Improve them. Help them technically. Give them that support that is needed. Next. Barriers to female participation. What is actually limiting female participation in environmental solution? Despite their impact, challenges persist. Limited access to environmental finances. There are equipment that are needed to actually clean the community, the broom, the brush, the basket, and that. But there are no much funds to actually do that. We can support them, rally them around. Cultural and structural inequality. Cultural and structural inequality. We don't do this here in my culture, we do that here in my culture. But we are not coming together to actually form the idea and actually arrive at a point that can actually cause a barrier to it. Limited land ownership rights. Yes, here in Benin Republic, women actually, let's say 2%, women actually have rights to landed properties. Maybe those that have rights, maybe let's say 2%, which is not supposed to be so. Under representation in formal policy platforms. Under representation in formal policy platform. Limited access to technical trainings. Limited access to technical trainings. You give those female child some opportunities to learn little handworks. How to sew. Even women are actually mechanics. Women fix car. They don't learn how to sew. Even fix car is not bad. Even bad pay. So let's give them the opportunity to technical trainings. Removing this barrier increase environmental efficiency. When we remove all the barriers that we listed here, it actually improves environmental efficiency. Case study perspective here in Benin Republic. Women dominate the local market waste system. Just like I said, you go to a market, you will see the women dominating the market. You cannot see man markets. It's market women or market men. No, you can't. You will see the market women. Women Association drive plastic collection initiative. Everything you can see here in our picture reference here. Rural women are key actors in sustainable agriculture. Just like I said, the men go to the farm, the women take those farm produce, take them to the market, they sell them, and it fetch money. Youth women are emerging climate advocates. Yes. Youth men are actually emerging climate advocates. Local engagement must be strengthened through structured support. The local engagement must be strengthened through structured support. The role of internal collaboration. Roles of internal collaboration. International collaboration actually enables knowledge exchange. Just like how the people from Nigeria come here to the Republic, they bring ideas for us, we emulate it, we come together, we form those ideas, and we actually arrive at a point. That's what we call knowledge exchange. Cross-border environmental partnership, same thing as well, from different parts of West Africa. From different parts of West Africa. Access to international climate finance. Access to international climate finance. International funds to help, to support the women. Policy harmonization, shared innovation in sustainable solution. Gender inclusive collaboration accelerates impact. Involving every gender actually accelerates impact. Accelerate means it fast forward impact. It moves it forward. It charts it forward. Next. strategic recommendation to maximize impact. 1. Establish gender responsive environmental policy, increase climate finance, accessibility for women lead initiative. Increase climate finance, accessibility for women lead initiative. Invest in technical and environmental leadership training for women. Promote women representation in environmental governance board. We can see from these pictures, the women are actually involved. It's not a men boardroom, it's of both gender. These women here, they will bring up ideas, the men will bring up ideas, they will form the ideas together, and it becomes something. Encourage regional partnership among women lead organizations. So, encourage regional partnership among women lead organizations. Women lead organizations from different West African parts. Next. Okay. Our vision for the future is women at the forefront of environmental decision making. We want to make the women to be at the forefront of environmental decision making. We want gender equality, climate leadership structure, strong regional collaboration across Africa. So we'll be here in the Republic to be across Africa. Sustainable ecosystem support by inclusive participation. Inclusive participation, everyone. Just not one particular part in the Africa. Every place is in West Africa. All right, thank you very much for listening. Thank you once again. So we've gotten to the interactive section and the question and answers. So if you have any questions to ask concerning what we discussed here today, you can actually ask your questions. So let's talk. What do you think can actually help to solve environmental solution that can actually bring solution to everything we said here?
Talking about the effects of female participation in solving environmental problems. My question now is, what practical steps do you think we can take in order to improve female participation, like to improve the quality of the environment? So what practical steps do you think we can take to do so, to improve female participation?
Yeah, I think I'll be taking that question. Thank you very much for such question. You know, a lot of capacity and in us, the human being, that's yet to be discovered by us. When we're talking about environment, the whole environment is being really run by women. Because if you look at it, the vast population of this world is of that of women. So it's just a sin from a group of women to come together that we want to work it out for our society, for our environment. That's all. Then you link up with existing organization, that is to be your network or vice versa, or for your organization to be their network. Then in most cases there are rules for individual volunteerism in several departments that involve our environment. Thank you. Do we have just one question, please?
Good day, everyone. We discovered that in our world, we don't speak the same language. How do we break language barrier in the effect of female participation? You spoke about, our resource person was talking the other time that in every clan, every race, we have different tradition and all of that. How do we break the gap of language barrier?
Okay. It's quite simple. I've been using what is going on in my environment to tackle that question. We all know that there is ongoing war in the Gulf with the U.S. Israeli-U.S.-led war against the terrain of Iran. So may I ask you, does a single bullet knows anyone? A single bullet doesn't know anyone. That is the meaning of environment. It's just like music. You don't need to understand the lyrics most of the time, but the beat. Before you know it, you'll be dancing to such music. So it has nothing to do with languages or barrier in languages. Do you understand? It's the same thing, the same solution. We can even bring about solution here in Benin to solve the rest of the world. And we can bring any solution from Accra, Ghana to solve the rest of the world. Do you understand it? So, for instance, my organization, we've been in existence for a very long time, so we've been around the world. I'm happy to be a parliamentarian in such a way that I was one of the delegation from Nigeria, then sat with the French government then to deliberate what is going on about environment in this world. And my words were taken to consideration, even to the level of the United Nations. So that is it. So thank you. We will not be taking any other questions as regards the sections. Because of our time, we'll be moving to the next presentation. Welcome to this great event. My name is Ambassador Prince Adetoro Aderemi, representing Kejibaus Youth Development Initiative, the visiting organization from Nigeria. Firstly, I would like to let you know, like my counterpart have told you the other time, we're really here to discuss effect of female participation in environmental solution. You know, this is an interborder collaboration effect that we need to have been doing in this regional nations, that is the West Africa, to make a concrete connection within some organizations, especially the female counterparts. What I was trying to talk about today is that when we look at the existence of the world from the beginning, everything mostly based on women. So wherever the woman or a woman gets it right, really right, there will be relatively peace and all that. So when we go, coming back to the environment, you know, we have a lot of people dominated by women, even the family. Imagine that case, a father with 7 children. The father will go away, maybe to work or to farm or any other thing like that. That single woman will be coordinating every soul in the family. That single woman, and they will be listening, acting to our instructions. In other words, in our market area, the voice of women, their voice is counted. It has been counting from the start of this world, if we can notice. when you go to the need to do that, in the market, you share much more population. You share much more population than us, amen. In the marketplace, you need to let people around you know the effect of the environment, the effect, the dangerous effect of, waste, chemical waste, plastic waste, the effect. You need to come together telling within yourself, this is how things should be done, this is how things should be done. Then when you get to your various homes, various office, you do the same thing. That is interactionally, that is an involvement, a big man, equal for that matter. So why a pre-event action model? Okay. For instance, now, before this event, we have contacted the hosting organization. We have visited some recycling sites. We've discussed with them. We've known what they are really lacking, and not that before coming together to think about this great event. So the benefit of it is that when you come together, share the ideas, even from there are a lot of solutions, a lot of issues we think about solution. So that is the why event action model. So you need to, I beg your pardon. Right now, I believe that we have some representatives among us who are representing their organization. So you need to form a model, go to other organization, dialogue with them, look at the way they are addressing the environmental issues, whereby you can abide in some of it and they can abide in some of yours to bring about solutions that will be permanent for our environment. Thank you. Prevent field action. Yeah, the prevent field action is the same thing that I said the other time, but the purpose of it is to demonstrate how female participation increases efficiency, accountability, and environmental impact. In other words, naturally is their role, in this part of the world, we are not using digital machine. In Western world now, we can say they have digital machine for sorting, for everything you are seeing. Just put it in something bigger than the engine will do the job. So, but in this part of this world, we are here to be there. So we need to increasingly involving our women. And women are already doing it, but we need to combine the equation. We need to increasingly put in the female counterparts into action. So that is why we can achieve the purpose we are looking at here. So involvement of women, the way they are doing things, and our young people, the young girls, should be encouraged to do such thing. Strategy 1, community engagement. For instance, in Nigeria, we have gone to several organizations to the level of dialogue with the head of that community to let them know that they need to take charge of the environment. There is no game in saying that. They need to know. They need to know what is their sewages, their drainages, their environment needs to be clean. When you engage the leadership of any community, it will be easier for us, for the organization, the community, the volunteer, to be fully engaged within the said community to make it clean, to make it livable for every one of us. So, then mostly we need a much more to mobilize women-led organization, such as Safe Environment Benin. We need more like that in this Republic of Benin. We need to engage them. We need to tell them that it is a call to humanity from them. We need to encourage that in every department of life. Okay. Strategy 2, education and awareness. Women participate more when information is related. Action. When information is relatable. Yeah. Action steps. Partner with schools. Engage community centers. Collaborate with places of worship. Use local languages. For instance, we are from Western Nigeria, so we speak Yoruba. I know you speak French here, but I wouldn't know the dialect here. The form where relevant. Provide real-time example for plastic impact. Prevent module, short on site awareness session before celebration. All this is a practical one that has to be done. All this thing is a practical one. Like, for instance, now, none of us here understand English. Our priority should be taking a local, that is an native here, to be interpreting. Then the leaf letter should be written most of the time should be written not in international language, in our own dialect, that dependent language. The Nigerian dialect, we have a lot of dialects in Nigeria. That is why the women-led organization can be broadened all over the place. Women-led initiative. That is strategy 3. Participation becomes sustainable when women lead support model, provide small grants for women. Anyway, if we're to talk about the grant first, it means we are going nowhere. Because I wouldn't say about you here in Benin, because in Nigeria grant is so scarce. You know, you need to put it upon your very self at the first stage. So people, the donor, can give you the said grant. But if we are looking at grant, it means we are not, even the main counterpart, we are not getting much grant from anybody. No grant from anybody, but the seed is there. But we've been able to get donation from a lot of individuals and some organizations since we are dealing on it. But technically, if you put the grant across the board at the first stage, you go to visit. It means we are not going to work with the nation to save our environment. Then at the plastic site, female supervisor assigned, women handle documentation and coordination, media visibility, prioritize women voices, visibility builds legitimacy. In other words, this means that not just to be picking plastic or sorting those items, not that rules alone to be given to women. We have a lot of documentary role, leadership role, the voices of the women can be heard via the lobby, maybe a lobby organization, or you can be lobbying via the your assembly. We call it House of Assembly and Senate. So that is how you can be involved and enlightened. So when the other one see what is going on, that this lady or this woman is being put into some charges or into charge of several leadership role, it will be a tribute to them to join the cause. So, strategy for economic impact. Environmental action must connect to livelihood linkages. Plastics education, recycling income, waste sorting, cooperative business. All this plays to the sustainable urban tourism model. It means when you are moving from one place to the other, you are doing your recycling. Economically, you'll be getting tips. It might not be huge. You'll be getting tips. The more you do it, the more you get. So that will, on its own account, will bring about a lot of interest from our women to join the systemic system of keeping our environment clean. Women move from volunteers to decision making. I think I said that the other time. Giving them leadership role for participation to decide. For instance, maybe in the House of Assembly, any leadership that has to do with governance. So that is how every other woman will be, enjoying to do the job. At the plastic site. So gender responsive projects, budgeting women included in planning and monitoring stages, equal speaking time in policy platform. All this can be attained by lobbying within the governance or government, so that women can be put into such position so they can actively use their talent, their knowledge for the environment to keep our environment safe. Data and impact documentation. Prevent action generated, number of women participating, as you can see here, this sample is we can call it the diagram. Leadership role assigned. Volume of plastic segregated. That is 20%. Then lesson length. This transform advocacy into measurable policy recommendation. Event action framework. Anyways, you see all this prevent action movement framework and all that. It has to be ongoing. Community mobilization, female leadership assignment, technical training. Because we are not talking about making an event or a conference alone. Can you imagine a lot of people out there that might not even know what is the local of it? Not to talk of what is affecting the environment. So it's not going to be that of prevent action movement. No. It's yes, but it has to be what is going to be attained by saving of environment is these 6 items itemized on the screen has to be daily activities. Has to be daily activities. When we're talking about environment, it has to be daily activities. Expected impact. When all those things have been done, so we expect to this short-term impact, increase female visibility, increase environmental awareness, improve plastic waste management. Medium time, women-led recycling cooperatives, stronger Nigeria and Benin collaboration, youth, women, environmental networks. Yeah, let me talk about the medium term. Women-led recycling cooperation. In other words, we are really want women-owned recycling organization because since I've been working around for about 25 years, 95% of the plant recycling pumping are being owned by men. Which I know women can really do better. Women supporting women. In other words, women can easily employ more women to his organization than that of men. So men can easily employ more women. Even a lot of women don't even have interest in it. But if they see a woman like us, and like them, rather, doing such thing, is going to stand like encouragement to them. Working there to gain a lot of experiences, then going venture into such business later. So what we're talking about. When we're talking about stronger Nigeria and Benin collaboration, it means it won't stop here. At times, we will be coming to Benin to volunteer, to work with you. At times, we'll be coming to Nigeria to work with us, not on event, not on conference, to really work within some communities. That is where the collaboration will be more broadened into the other part of the African state. Long time impact. Gender balanced environmental governance. Sustainable community-led climate resilience. institutionalized female leadership in West Africa. Yes. When this the short term and the medium is being achieved, that is how we can get into the long term. So we need to work on the first term, second, short term and medium term to get the result of the long term. The key message: driving female participation requires practical demonstration. There must be an explanatory personality or organization to start with. It might not be easy, then when you start vigorously on it, another group will be joining. So the leadership support, economic inclusion, social advocacy, memorable action. It is when the long time is being achieved or the medium time is being achieved, then we can talk about all these messages. Women are not beneficiary of the environmental solution, they are architects of sustainability. Like I said in the beginning, that you own this environment. We are just helping you to work it out. You own everything about the environment. We are just trying to work. That is why you are architects of sustainability. Thank you. When women lead environmental action, communities become cleaner, households become healthier, economy become stronger, policies become more inclusive. Kejibaus Youth Development Initiative remains committed to driving structured female participation across West Africa. Thank you. Thank you very much. So this is the interactive section. So any question, please?
So my second question is similar to my first question. And since we are talking about female participation, how do you think we can encourage young girls to participate more, like actively in the environment? For example, now I have female siblings. My mom has a female team. How do you think we can encourage these girls? Because nowadays people don't really care about the environment. Everybody just wants to make money and get out. So how do you think we can encourage young girls to participate more in the environment?
That's a good. Firstly, are you listening, please? Firstly, is just a sin. Everybody knows what is being meant by environment. For instance, when someone wakes up from a sleeping bed and kept the clothes bedspread untidy, whenever the person wants to get back on bed, what will happen? What will happen? That is the effect of the environment. Because the way you do it to the environment, that is exactly what the environment will do to you. So you can use that as an example. Look at your very self here. You are here today. You will not be forced. So you can easily encourage your sibling to participate. But one more important thing is this: you should look for a network. Women, it could be men-oriented, it could be women-oriented. You should look for one. That is where you can learn more about the environment, and it's quite interesting. And it has economic value. Do you understand? Like me, I'm one of the African climate experts, and I'll gain a lot doing this. You know, I've been sponsored with by the United Nations to several countries of this world. And to cramp it all, I sometimes get stipend. And the stipend I'm talking about is in dollar, not in naira or cedis. Do you understand? But it might not come so easily when you are starting. Thank you.
Okay, so I would like to add to what you said concerning your question. You know, there's a saying that says charity begins at home. When you start from your own household, there is something you take out. If you don't start by, okay, I finish eating, I clean up my plate. You won't know what to do when you go outside. Automatically, when you go outside, you go to visit someone, you eat, you just leave your plate, which is not supposed to be so. Do you understand? Just as once he said, you stand up from your bed, you lay it, you clean up your environment. But once you don't do that, you won't see the importance of doing that outside. You just feel it's just normal. I wake up, I go out, I come back, just the way I went out. We know money is needed, just like I said, everybody just wants to make money and just go. Yes, money is needed, but due to that, health is wealth. When you don't do that, that money you're looking for, you eventually use that money to take care of your health when it becomes a problem. So we encourage them by starting from that. Then we extend, stretch further hands outside. Exactly. Thank you so much.
Once again, I would like to tell you that I appreciate everyone that's been present here today. And I would like to let you know that we're just tackling the most elementary stage of environment. Environment is environment is this world. The world that is going on is even bent on environment. There are a lot of things and not that if we're seeing it here, a lot of us might not really find it interesting. Until you go deeper on what we call environment. So basically, where we're starting now is quite good for us. And I hope the networking between the collaboration with the two organizations will bring forth a huge impact on our several communities. Thank you.